I'm going to say welcome to One Heart, One Mind Center for Spiritual Living. I'm so glad you're all here. And I'm going to begin with a beautiful video from Faith Rivera called Rise. And I just think it's just a great way to start us off.
Close my eyes, I open my heart, I'll take a deep breath, let the healing start.
Can y'all hear it?
I lift my hands, I plant my feet, I let love in, I feel the beat that's calling us to rise, rise, spirit rise up, rise in me. I let in my soul, I clear my mind, I'm here and now, in present time. I feel the power of 1,000 suns.
Sorry, guys. I didn't see the video.
Dark. Oh, we rise as one. Oh, rise, rise, spirit rise up, rise in me. Oh, rise, rise, spirit rise up, rise in me, rise in me. I sing to you, you sing to me, change up this noise, make sweet harmony, come on and rise, oh rise, spirit rise up, rise in me, oh, rise, rise, spirit rise up, rise in me, rise in me, heart to heart, hand in hand, no turning back, onward to promised land. Do you feel the power of 1,000 suns, lighting up the dark? Oh, we rise as one. Love's calling, calling out your name. Love's calling, that's why we came. Love's calling,
Yeah, rise up. I chose that song because today we're talking about our inner landscape and the vibrational tone of that and speaking our powerful word. And so wanted us to rise up into that vibrational equivalent of the divine so that we can speak our powerful word. So I want to invite our beloved practitioner Ralane to kick us off with a prayer. And I bet she has a few words too.
I sure do. I just want to speak first and then do a little prayer. The theme for the Science of Mind CSL is also moving from good to great to grand, along with what Reverend Michelle is going to really be talking about today, which I think is quite wonderful. And it made me think of my step-grandmother. When I was 7 years old, we moved to California, and I met my step-grandmother for the first time. And her name was Orva. And Orva, whenever we went over there, she was always dressed to the nines. I mean, no matter day or night, she was just always just dressed just absolutely perfectly. And she was always very welcoming and very, very warm. She worked in San Francisco in fashion. So I thought that was really cool as a 7-year-old. And whenever I would say anything, I was pretty shy, but whenever I said anything, Orva would say, "Isn't that just grand?" And I remember feeling like, wow, I must have said something, you know, pretty good. And then it also made me feel like maybe there was something grand in me. And that ties in with I watched a show this week, Finding Your Roots with Michael Douglas, the actor, son of Kirk Douglas. And he found out, Henry Louis Gates Jr., the host, found out that on his mother's side, he had a patriot in his family line that was in the Revolutionary War. And not only was he in the Revolutionary War, but George Washington honored him. And not only that, George Washington wrote him a personal letter during the war and said, "I'm really relying on you. We're getting the best intelligence from you, and I really want you to know that we're really valuing and needing your intelligence that you're finding so we can help on the war." So that was very exciting for Michael Douglas, to find out. And then Henry Louis Gates Jr. said, "Also, I want you to know that your ancestor that was a patriot was a slaveholder." And so he was like, "How do you feel about that?" to Michael Douglas. And Michael Douglas took a second, not very long, and he said, "Well, on my father's side, I embrace Judaism." And he said that he believes in tikkun olam. Tikkun olam means to repair the world. And the way Michael Douglas described it was to be a better person. I think I want to be a better person. And I thought that was a powerful answer, to just come up with that as he was exploring his ancestry. And, I truly believe that being a better person is embracing the goodness that is within us already and then acting on it. And just this week, there's a new book coming out, and I'm going to pre-order it. I'm very excited about this book. And the title of it is "We Are the Leaders We Are Looking For." And oftentimes in the prayer circle, I'm asked to pray for the world leaders. And I always feel like I always end up saying, "We are the leaders." And so when I saw this book, I thought, wow, this sounds very great, because it's empowering the leadership qualities that are already within every one of us. And with that, what Reverend Michelle is going to be talking about today, I think I'll just leave the rest for prayer. Okay, so why don't we just close our eyes and feel the grandness of the moment, the presence of God. Feel the energy, the color, the vibration. Feel the resonance of my voice, the resonance of spirit, the resonance of your energy, because God is energy. And I know that we're all one here. And I know that we're one, not only with the One Heart, One Mind community, but all of the world and all of the planet and everything that's on the planet, all the animals and wildlife, all the biodiversity, all the people, not just some of the people, but all the people and all the world leaders, not just the ones we agree with, but all of them. And knowing that we're one, we just feel good with this presence of oneness, of goodness, empowerment within us. And I just know that today's service is really exciting and wonderful because it's discovering the truth of who we are. And anytime we discover the truth of who we are, it really is wonderful. And I know that Reverend Michelle is going to say the words that resonate with us quite deeply. And I know that the music is perfect. And most of all, that each and every one of you are here with us now. And I know that it's just very exciting to be the truth of who we are. And if my step-grandmother was here right now, she would say, aren't we all just grand? And so I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for this shifting in consciousness where we're accepting our leadership skills, our gentleness, our power, our love, our goodness, and bringing it out into the world, sharing it. And so I release this prayer knowing that as we release, we receive such goodness within us and all around us. And so it is.
So it is. So it is. Beautiful. That was lovely. Ralane, do you want me to read the affirmation? I can.
I'm sorry, I was just feeling the energy. May affirmation. My word is a word of power, for I know that it is the great God within me. My word shall accomplish and prosper and shall do good unto all who call upon my name. My word is a tower of strength and cannot be denied. It is complete and perfect here and now. My word is the word of God. Ernest Holmes. I'm just always so impressed with Ernest Holmes.
Isn't it the truth? Yeah. Yeah, just so lovely. Sometimes I think, oh, I should write my own affirmations, and then I read his and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm going with this. Okay, we're going to talk about speaking our powerful word today. That's really my focus for the inner landscape. And so I wanted to share this song because I think it so wonderfully exemplifies that. Well, let's see. Hang on. And this is our wonderful friend, Daniel Nahmad, who I personally just adore. And it does have a beautiful video. This one does have a video. I thought the last one did. Here we go.
When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God.
Drinking warm water before bed.
Ah, it wasn't fast enough. Oh, I did want to say, Ralane, that when you were telling the story about Michael Douglas, I got chills. I got God bumps. And I want to give a warm welcome to Betty. I want you to know that our hearts and our love, we're with you, sweetheart. And I'm so glad that you came to be with us this morning. Thank you.
Thank you all. I brought Dan's picture to show you.
Oh, I'm so glad you did. Oh, sweet
Can you
man.
see it?
We can. Yes. Thank you, sweetie. All right. Well, let's just take a deep breath in. Oh, isn't it a lovely, lovely day today? So
Balances blood sugar levels and reverses type
guys.
2.
I had a little a little bop there. Hang on a minute. I have to fix something here. Oh. So welcome to May. Welcome to One Heart, One Mind Center for Spiritual Living, and welcome to May. And I know that whether you're here in real time or replay, as I always like to say that there is something I know that you're going to get from this service that will uplift and benefit your life. And like I said, there's a lot going on in May. So today, actually, May 5th is Cinco de Mayo, which has kind of in our US culture become kind of this fun party day. However, actually, the origins of is that it's a celebration of an 1862 victory by the Mexican army over an invading French army. Even though the French army was larger in number and better equipped than the Mexican troops, the Mexican troops were victorious. And And it was an expression of their innate desire for freedom. You know, it isn't a Mexican Independence Day. I know when I was growing up, that's what I thought it was. But it's a day that celebrates the power of good. That's what I like about it, of freedom, of rising up, like we heard in that first song by Faith, under what looks like insurmountable odds. You know, it's metaphysical in that way. And you know, because we often say in our Science of Mind centers that spirit, God, the power of good, is always larger than any challenge, any circumstance, any event, any diagnosis, any loss in the physical world. So I think it's worth mentioning. And in May, we also have May Day, which is really an ancient celebration of the Greek goddess Maya, also known as the mother of the earth. No surprise that May shares her name. You know, it's a time of year when we look around and we see everything is greening up and blooming, everything kind of coming into the fullness of life. And May Day is a celebration of nature and fertility. You know, you might have always seen those photos of maypoles, people with long ribbons celebrating the mother of the earth and the birth of the spring. You know, it's kind of that expansion and expression of life. And then yesterday, we were talking about this earlier, was World Labyrinth Day, which is an annual event where people all around the globe walk the labyrinth. Our friend Reverend Abigail has a labyrinth. Reverend Gisela was there, and Lisa. And Abigail has a labyrinth in her backyard. And the intention of World Labyrinth Day is to create kind of this rolling wave of peaceful energy across the globe. The motto, I think Abigail told us this last week, is walk as one at one. So wherever you are at 1 o'clock, you're called to walk in peace, preferably at a labyrinth, but honestly, it could be anywhere. It's meant to be a moving meditation for world peace. And then yesterday also, for all of you Star Wars fans, was May the 4th be with you day, which of course is a play on words using that famous catchphrase from the Star Wars movies, may the force be with you. You know, and I've always liked that catchphrase because it feels like a blessing to me. If you change the word force to God or life or presence or any other name that we use to describe the divine, it turns into this wonderful blessing. And a blessing is a way to confer good on someone or something. It's a powerful way to speak our word. And that's what I want to focus on today, speaking our powerful, affirmative word. You know, and I do want to mention that May also has more celebrations at Mother's Day, Memorial Day, and I'm sure that we'll talk about them when they get here. But today's talk is really a focus on our word. The talk title is actually The Inner Landscape, which really draws our attention to what's going on inside of us at our point of consciousness, which is, of course, one with the mind of God or the consciousness of God, because there's only one life, one mind. And our part is to tend our own inner landscape, the garden of our hearts and our minds and our state of being. And we do that through the power of our word. You know, and speaking our word is a very basic practice in the Science of Mind philosophy. And we were saying this earlier, but I am continually amazed by the insight of our founder, Ernest Holmes, who gave us really such a clear and profound process to participate with creative law through the power of our word, to participate in an effective way with the laws of the universe. I found a quote that I just really think draws our attention to what I really want to focus on today. The quote is, "The starting point of all creation is the word of spirit." The word is, and here's the part I love, the word is the concept, the idea, the image, or the thought of God. It is the self-knowing mind speaking itself into manifestation. And that's what I want to highlight here, is that the word is the concept, the idea, the image, and the thought of God. Because we know, and Ralane mentioned this earlier, that everything's energy and that energy vibrates, and the word of God is the vibration of the concept, the idea, the image, or the thought of God, which is also our thought, because we're a point of expression for God. God's word is our word. You know, really, there are really kind of two things that the science of mind philosophy is grounded in. Well, there are quite a few things, but I'd say these are the two that are at the top of the list. First is that the science of mind is grounded in the recognition that there is a benevolent divine presence that is the source of everything. And science of mind is also grounded in the belief that this divine presence for good demonstrates itself into physical form. It knows itself through its creation, which is form, through the action of natural law. There it is, the action of natural law, a law that we're always using, consciously or not. We participate with it. How did Holmes put it? He said, love, the divine good, leads the way, and law makes the way possible. Love leads the way, law makes that way possible. And our main tool for participating with creative law is the power of our word, our creative word, which is ultimately wordless. And what I mean by that is that words, as Holmes said, represent thoughts, feelings, ideas, concepts, images. And because everything is energy and energy vibrates, our thoughts and feelings and ideas and concepts and images have this vibrational resonance as well. And the word of God has a vibrational resonance of good, because God's nature is benevolent and good, the all good, all love. And as we engage in conscious creative practice, we begin by announcing with deep faith and conviction the truth, the vibration of divine truth through our word, which produces a clarity of thought, a feeling, and a state of being, a wordless word that sets creative law into action. You know, whenever we create like a mental or emotional or vibrational state of being about anything, it takes shape and form. It has no choice. It's the law. Who we believe ourselves to be, what we believe about the world and our place in it, is what we create in our lives. You know, and great thinkers, philosophers, scientists down through the ages have known that we live in a spiritual universe that is intelligent, and it's ordered, and it's governed by natural laws. Einstein told us energy and mass are one. It's all the same thing. There's only one life, which in essence means that the world of invisible energy creates the world of visible form. And while we are the creators of our lives, it isn't our human finite nature that creates, that makes things happen. It's the God in us. It's the infinite part of us that is one with that divine life. Jesus told us, he told us the same thing when he said, of my own self, I do nothing. It is the Father within me who does the work. It is the divine presence within us that empowers us to demonstrate God's good when we embody, when we come into alignment with what is already true in God and already true in us, because we're one. I ran across this funny story when I was digging through looking for stories that illustrate this idea. And it comes from Pam Grout's book, E Squared. We all did that book together. So she has some funny stories. She's a funny lady. But anyway, she tells this one story about how this idea works, how what we resonate with, what we vibrate at, that's what demonstrates in our life. That's how it shows up, is a direct reflection of our vibration and our wordless word. And she tells the story of how she observed this young woman at the airport. And the woman had gotten off the plane and she'd gotten her 3 bags from the baggage claim and she was struggling with them. But and Grout says that worse than the unwieldiness of her bags was her less than positive attitude. And she said, with loud gusto, she was vocalizing her disgust at the lack of help she was receiving. And she finally made her way to the curb to catch her bus. But she kept shouting, why is this bus taking so long? Where the heck is the bus? And this is completely unacceptable. And Grout said that she might have felt sorry for the woman if it hadn't have been for the fact that the bus was 10 feet away from her where she was standing with the doors wide open. But she was so busy criticizing and complaining that she didn't even see it. And Grout said that thanks to her, what did she say? Thanks to her intense commitment to struggle and anger, she was literally out of energetic vibration with the bus. I really can't help but wonder what would have happened if she had been in the vibration of flow, of the expectancy of good. And if I'm completely honest, that's happened to me before, sometime in my life. You get into that bummer vibration and you just spiral down because you attract where you're vibrating. When we speak our word, first we seek that conscious union with the indwelling presence. And then from this resonance, from this vibration of love and good, of God, then we realize the truth in any given situation, any particular experience we're having at that moment. Holmes told us that what did he say? He said, prayer reaches its highest possibility when it rises above the limitation of any existing circumstance. Prayer reaches its highest possibility when it rises above the limitation of any existing circumstance. And that's what Jesus said to his followers when he said, judge not by appearances. Not that we stick our head in the sand and say, it ain't so. We just don't accept appearances as the final measure of things. And when we speak our powerful word, when we enter into the frequency and the vibration of infinite possibility of good, we're lifted above circumstance. We vibrationally embody our connection to the all good and to all possibility. And we use our words, we use our declarations and our affirmations to engender a feeling tone, the vibration of our wholeness. And within the quality of our wholeness, the truth of our wholeness, our answered prayer exists. It's in our oneness with the divine presence because, again, fundamental to the power of our word is the truth that everything in the visible world is attached to an invisible pattern that we cannot see, and yet we are still one with. Everything's an extension of or a demonstration of that inner pattern which exists in the divine. And by speaking our powerful word, we rediscover and reconnect with the pattern that we want to express. It's already here where we are. We don't have to go anywhere to get it. When we speak our word through affirmations, through affirmative prayer, we aren't sending out thoughts and willing things to happen. We're providing an avenue through which something within the mind of God, within us, may express through us. We don't have to make things happen through our human will. They happen through our willingness to vibrationally connect with what's true in God and just to become an avenue for its expression. We allow our good to demonstrate by divine design. We don't have to force or push anything. We vibrationally rise above whatever appearances we see in form. I often refer to that line in the Lord's Prayer because I think it's really applicable to our lives. Lead us not into temptation, which to me means not to be tempted to think that the world has any creative juice. Just as, as light lifts us out of the darkness, we can allow the vibrational resonance of truth, divine truth, to lift us above the appearances, the suggestions of the world into a different reality, an infinite reality. And we do that through the power of our world. We are so incredibly powerful. So what are we doing when we employ the power of our word? When we state affirmations and use spiritual mind treatment? Well, first and foremost, we're moving into vibrational alignment with the presence of God. We ask ourselves, what do I believe about the divine presence? And we announce what we believe about the presence and divine good. And then we feel that presence within us. We recognize it. We become vibrationally aware that as this is God and all there is God, that it is us too. And we affirm our oneness with this presence, with God and all of life. And from this place of connection, we announce and declare that we are empowered through our oneness. And from our deep faith and our conviction, very important ingredient, that pours through our word and our vibrational equivalent or our vibrational resonance, whatever you want to call it. Through that, we demonstrate what we hold into our experience from the wholeness of divine good. You know, we live in this energetic feeling universe, which responds to our thoughts, and our purpose for speaking our word is to consciously nurture that important ingredient, our faith and our conviction in the good of God. We embody qualities. We don't pray for things or outcomes, but that is a natural result of our embodiment of the qualities of the things and the outcomes that we want to experience, of the resonance of them. You know, I was reading Scott Aubrey. I talk about him a lot because he sends out this wonderful weekly email, but he's a Science of Mind minister. And he tells this story. I love this story. He tells a story about the time he lived in Los Angeles and he needed his computer repaired. And the only repair shop he could find was an hour away. So he drove for an hour to this repair shop and he dropped it off. And a few days later, the shop called him and said it was ready. And so he made the long trip back to the repair shop through heavy traffic. You know, and when he arrived, the clerk couldn't find his computer. You know, and it was this huge warehouse full of equipment and they couldn't find it. And he asked them to look again. And while they were searching the warehouse for his computer, Aubrey said that he started to pray, to speak his powerful word. But he didn't pray for them to find his computer. He prayed that the warehouse was immersed in divine order. He affirmed that there was a perfect pattern and a plan for its operation. He prayed for harmony and for peace for the life of the clerk and everyone else who worked there. He affirmed that their business was prospering in every way. He prayed for spiritual qualities. And after a few minutes, the clerk, as I'm sure you know I'm going to say, the clerk returned with his computer. You know, after speaking our powerful word, we're washed with thanksgiving and gratitude, you know, which is a great celebration and a reaffirming of who we know ourselves to be, the truth in God, in us, in life. And we celebrate that with faith and conviction, grounded in the nature of God and the nature of life. And then we gracefully let it go without trying to direct the show. You know, we also we just let it go and we let creative law do its thing. We don't have to direct gravity to hold us down to the earth, and we don't have to direct law to demonstrate what we've set in motion through our vibrational resonance, the vibrational resonance of our powerful word. You know, I was reminded of one more story. I almost didn't tell the story, and then I thought, oh, I should tell that story. I heard it a long time ago. I don't even remember where I got it, but it's a story about Ernest Holmes and he and his, I guess you could call him his apprentice in a way, Reginald Armour. They were walking down the street in Burbank and they walked by this house that was in severe disrepair. And there were children there on the porch and the mom sitting on the porch. And the idea was that there really wasn't much joy there, not much life or juice going on. You know, everybody seemed just kind of subdued. And as they passed the house, Holmes said to Armour, let's pray for this family. And let's pray that they embody and demonstrate the wholeness of God that's already within them, that they prosper and that they flourish in joy. And so then the next time they walked down the street, They saw the same house. It was a while later, but they saw the house and the family. But this time, the house had been repaired and the children were happily playing in the yard and there was joy in the air. And Armour turns to Holmes and he says, "This is amazing. I can't believe what I'm seeing." And Holmes turns to Reginald and he says, "Sure, you really understand what we do here." It's, it's that faith and that conviction that is added to our word that really charges up the law, really gets us going. So I'm going to end today. Let me find my copy. I want to read it. I'm going to end today with the words of Ernest Holmes. Again, you really can't beat the words of Ernest Holmes. I'm going to let him have our final word. This is from the Science of Mind book, and it's on page 56 if you want to look it up. And we'll let it serve as our closing prayer. So here's what Holmes wrote. He wrote, "I am a center in the divine mind." Just feel that as I'm reading it. I am a center in the divine mind, a point of God conscious life. A point of God conscious life, truth, and action. My affairs are divinely guided and guarded into right action. My affairs are divinely guided and guarded into right action, into correct results. Everything I do, say, or think is stimulated by truth. Everything I do, say, or think is stimulated by truth. And here it comes. If he really goes in here, this is it. There is a power in this word that I speak. There is a power in this word that I speak, because it is the truth and it is in the truth. There is a perfect and continuous right action in my life and my affairs. There is a perfect and continuous right action in my life and in my affairs. There is a power in this word that I speak. Can you feel that? There is a power in this word that I speak. I resonate with the truth in this. And so it is. May the force be with you. Gotta say that. Oh, yes. Oh, that felt so good. Lisa, I think you're doing our affirmative, what am I trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say. Our conscious giving today. Let me get the stuff up here for you. Let's see, where is it? I know it's here somewhere. There it is. Sorry, I had to open it. But here we go. These are the ways to give. You're still muted, sweetheart. Lisa?
Uh-oh.
Never mind, I got you. I
Oh,
undid you.
good. I'm sorry. I totally forgot I was muted.
That's okay. Not to worry. I do it all the time.
So at any rate, trying to repeat myself, you can see on the screen the ways to give to One Heart, One Mind, either through Venmo or a check, and the address is there to whatever way you would like to give. I would hope that you would give. It's like it's empowering, I think, to be able to support our ongoing connection with one another. And so I encourage that to everyone. And I think that it's for me, in a sense, it's a part of gratitude and just being grateful for the presence that allows us to unite with one another. And so at any rate, that is what I would say about that.
All right, let me get up the Well, I'm giving that up. I wanted to say, and I said this in the meditation, that my brother posted on the Ingalls thread that we have. He posted about, he posed the question, what do we believe about purpose and meaning? And my response was that we are meaning makers. We bring the purpose and meaning into our own life. And part of that for me is this connection and community. It's being in service. It's feeling this connection and this love that we have for each other, that really it brings meaning and purpose. And so if that is the same for you, then giving supports that. So anyway, just my 2 cents. Here's the affirmation.
Everything flows from the nature of God's good. We receive from this flow, we give from this flow. We give in gratitude and in love. We have faith in the infinite giving nature of spirit. And so it is. And I might add also that, we always encourage unexpected income contributions. I think that if you look for them, then you think about it and things show up and you realize the ways in which you may be gifted that you were surprised about.
Mm-hmm. Really true, right?
Right.
So I'm just going to share the sound here. This is Karen, of course. We've got to have Karen. And it's kind of a follow-up to the power of our word. And I'll let you listen.
What do you want? Where do you want to go? You'll get what you want if you act as if you know. It starts with you. Do you believe it? It's all in the way that you choose to see it. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 do. When you feel lost and you can't find your way, keep your eye on the prize. It will materialize. You can't miss. Change your perception, leading you to a new direction. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 do. Change, change. You can do it. Change, change. It's a sure thing. Change, change. Expect a miracle change. Watch me change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Now do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 change. Do 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 do.
Yeah, change. Let's go turn this off. Oh. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm going to invite Lisa to do our benediction.
Okay. Okay, take a nice deep breath. I am so grateful for the blessing of this service, for all of the inspiring words by Reverend Michelle and Ralane, and the music and the words in the music, and all of the level of inspiration that was possible during this day as we begin to look at our own inner landscape in terms of some of the things that were spoken. I know that the essence of being able to speak our word with truth is in the connecting with that divine truth and inspiration that flows through us and around us all the time. And so being able to go to your inner landscape and look at the parts of yourself that are good and loving and emphasize those, and know that, like Michael Douglas's ancestor, we are similar in that there are things that we may hold that some people would find negative, but at the same time we're able to do great good in the world. And it's so important to recognize that God forgives and allows us to be able to support one another and perform good in the world through our word, through our actions, and through our love for one another. And that we each are like a cog in the wheel. We are all part of a grand and glorious engine and movement that is life and is the world. And so we each can rejoice in the part that we play and the connection we have to the divine intelligence and love that is always present and always ready to support us in our life and love and action. And so I release my word into the law by saying, and so it is.
Wow, Lisa, that was really, really beautiful. Oh, I really enjoyed that. Thank you for that. That was so lovely. And I'm gonna go ahead and stop our Facebook feed. So if you're watching on Facebook, thank you for being here. And I'm gonna stop our recording as well.